Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Matheny. This is the end of day update for the 24th of July. Yes, we were expecting a Harami pattern today, but the news of Google and Tesla, and I believe other news related to market expectations, really drove this breakaway downward trending. You remember from my morning video today that the SPY was trading down here in the 548 area, down in this area. And I had mentioned that, I expected the markets to open possibly a little higher when I did the video this morning at about 5:20 this morning, my time, California, about an hour before the markets open, and potentially move back into this sideways range, thinking that the Harami pattern was going to set up. But like I told you, the SPY cycle patterns have been very solid. I mean, they really have, other than a couple of days, which was really this day here. It's a big breakdown day, I highlighted, and it was a big breakdown day. We didn't get the big reversal rally that I expected. It broke down in this area and today. And I believe both of those were related to news. Okay. This more so just a general trending day, and this one related to news. Now, what I'm calling this, and whether or not I'm right or not, is, and I'll explain this to you, I believe this is a, so I believe this is related to the exiting of Biden from the race and the push for Kamala Harris to become the presidential nominee for the Democrats. This changes quite a bit in the dominance of policy and expectations. So, with Biden as a presidential nominee, we kind of knew what we were potentially getting. We knew the expected outcomes. Everybody had their own opinions. We knew essentially what we were looking at going forward in the next 3, 4, 5 months. Since last Sunday, which again is right here, right over in this area, when Biden dropped out and Kamala Harris took up the mantle for the Democrats, and then everything solidified over the last couple days. So this was Sunday, this was Monday, this was Tuesday, and today's Wednesday. We had the news of Google and Tesla, which granted would, maybe prompt a move down into this lower channel or maybe a bit lower. But I think now the fact that Kamala Harris has pretty much moved in to secure the Democratic nomination, I think really set off a cataclysmic type of selling event that reflects expectations. What do we know of Kamala and her policies? What do we know about how she is going to affect every American's lives? What do we know with regards to past experience as her and a leader? And obviously, being out here in California, I have a little bit of experience with her being the attorney general and what have you. But this opens up a whole series of questions. I mean, it really does open up what the heck? What are we going to expect? And I think that's part of the reason why we saw the markets move down so much today. So I wanted to show you a couple things in the sense that we are now, comfortably outside of a broad cycle channel. We have broken down here. We had a little bit of a consolidated sideways trending with regard to linear regression or regression channels, which I've been talking to my clients about. We now have a very solid breakdown outside of this range. We could easily move into something like we saw back over here, possibly a 4, 5, 6% pullback. And that would move us from rejection point, 4, 5, maybe 5.5. So right about here. That could move us down to the 530, 531 area, maybe, before we attempt to find some support. And again, that would not be all that uncommon. But again, what I was looking at earlier was, and this is what got me really thinking about Kamala. So here we had this big breakout rally with fairly strong volume in the transportation index. And then we moved into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So this is Wednesday here to Black Bar, Thursday, Friday, with Biden getting COVID and Biden going away to his vacation house and kind of just sliding into the end of the week with a little bit of a breakout that pulled back a bit. Then we get Sunday, Biden's pulled out and Kamala's in. And then we don't know what's going on. And Kamala Harris has got to go ahead and try to earn the delegates. And then we see this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. IYT collapses all the way back down into the area that it started. You know what, guys? This to me seems like, a potential expectation that we're going to see some moderate economic expansion based on, let me get rid of that and do it this way, based on the potential that, Biden against Trump may be arguing policy that would prompt some sort of a major or moderate economic expansion versus us then moving into this Kamala mode, which is, let's just say, that's what I'm going to call it, I guess, which is we don't know what the heck is going on. We don't know what to expect. We don't know really much anything. And we won't know probably until September when we have the debates and when she becomes more clear on her own policies, because she just got thrust into the challenge. We don't know much about her. We don't know what her policies and objectives are. They say that she should mirror Biden, but we don't know. This is an unknown candidate that's now come into the picture. And that's really where I think we're seeing this, is we are unknown territory related to Kamala Harris and what is actually going on. So we've had this move that took us away from relatively known territory. We knew what 4 years of Trump was like. We knew what 4 years of Biden was like. We could, safely make assumptions related to either one. Whereas now, as of this time frame, as of this Sunday, right there, Monday morning, we had no idea what was going on. And everything has changed. So this is what I'm calling basically a shakeout. This is the Kamala shakeout. And in my opinion, we're going to have to look at other sectors. So IWM, the Russell, it's holding up. This is daily. Moved down towards the end of the day. Finally got some selling. Let's come in here to 30-minute. You can see that we had some moderate selling throughout the day. There's the 24th, held up and then sold down lower. We would have expected to see some selling in gold. So we did get some moderate selling in gold at the end of the day. This is fear setting up. Let's take a look at silver. This is fear setting up, guys. This is what's going on here, is you're getting a deep selling mode in silver that is fear. This is really the markets unwinding with a moderate amount of fear taking place. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones, was down 504. A moderate amount of fear, deeper selling. Again, this is the Monday after Kamala was announced, right here, the Tuesday, and now we get the deep selling taking place in the index. Let's take a look at the Japanese market, really blowing up here. Look at this move, nice solid move up, and then we get this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm assuming this is trading Thursday, market open. But again, Biden's out. This was the week of Biden and the Trump potential assassination. And then we get Kamala in, a little indecisive, and then boom, big selling. Let's take a look at the European index. Biden, let's see, market is open. So this is Biden drops out that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Kamala's in, don't know what to expect, rolls and then rolls down. The German index, same kind of thing. Up, roll down. Maybe not as prevalent here, but very prevalent on the QQQs. You can see this big breakdown. And like I said, Biden is going into the holidays, got COVID or the weekend, and then Kamala's in, uncertainty, and then a huge breakdown on big volume. I think this is really traders repositioning for a tighter race, a tighter presidential race, maybe with a series of unknowns. And if I were to consider longer term where we would be with this on the QQQ chart, I would largely consider this type of regression channel from a breakaway point to maybe this breakaway point. And I would tell you that we're looking at a 2x and or 3x regression channel, and that gives us an idea, folks, of what we're looking at. So really, we can see something fall down into this area, the 440 to 450 area on the QQQ being lower, 2 to 3x regression, and still be in an uptrend. If we get below this area, I consider that we're in a downtrend. Now, on my intraday system, remember back over here, I had indicated this level to everybody all morning long. I had someone wrote that, oh, well, be cautious with this system. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you the patterns work relatively consistently, but big news and big expectations can be a different beast. Okay, it can really, it's almost like somebody opened a spigot, in the sense that we have the markets trending in such a unique manner. And I highlighted this area early in the morning, saying that if we get above this area and stay above this area, meaning right here, then we are likely going to see that Harami pattern try to work out. If we got below this area, then I drew this. I said, look out, we're going to be moving into a deeper downtrend. And from the very beginning, okay, we did not have that setup. We opened here, rolled down into this mode, and as soon as we got below the 547, 548 area, like I mentioned, we were in a downward trend, and we were going to continue to move downward until we found some support. And that's, again, exactly what happened over here with the intraday pressure indicator. We moved into downward trending all day. Look at this downward indicator all day, below the ultimate 382 level here, below the ultimate 382 level here, all morning long, below the ultimate 382 level here, all the way down, and of course below the ultimate 382 level here, which indicated bearish trending all the way down. Bearish, 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 all the red, all the red, all the red. A little bit of green here, 2 minute, but generally red, 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 little bit of green here on the 5 minute, and then red, 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 all the way down. Bearish. Below this level, you are bearish generally. Above this ultimate 382 level, you are bullish. So again, very simple to understand once you really know and apply what's going on. And we really did set up an A or B type of scenario. A, stay above, bullish, and that was here. stay above this level, or B, below come on, fingers. And this would be bearish. So remember, everything I try to do is to teach you this A or B type of scenario. And we ended up in the B scenario today very quickly on the opening first 10 minutes, basically. We broke down below this level on very strong volume. We moved into that break below bearish territory and stayed bearish all day long. So again, I am not seeing a lot of real support here for the market. I mean, it's really looking back here at the SPY on a weekly basis. I have this 2x and 3x standard deviation. Let me just check here. That's 2x. That's 3x. So you can see on the SPY here, we're above the midline of the 2x and 3x standard deviation channel. Right up over here, we're above the midpoint. We're still fairly healthy. Whereas on the NASDAQ, we are below that. We're down in this territory here. I would urge traders to understand that we have some support kind of in this area, and we have deeper support down here. But at this point, we need to see how much of that Kamala unwinding is going to take place and whether or not the markets are going to revert. Now, the reality here is the SPY, if you take a look at this, is relatively deeply oversold. Okay, this is a 30-minute chart. We've been down, we've been lower, we're relatively deeply oversold. And I would suggest that there's a pretty good chance that we could see a reversion back to the upside. But given where we're at with this, I am not going to come out and tell you that there's a 50 or 70 or whatever percent chance. We could very cleanly see a reversion back up here to the upside, a reversion to the mean. And a reversion to the mean, again, when we take a look at where we're at on this move, reversion to the mean on this SPY chart would put us back up probably in this 555 area, is my opinion. On the QQQ, you can see where we're at here, and a reversion to the mean would likely put us up here into this 480, 490 area, 485 to 490 area. And that would be something like this, a fairly broad pullback and rally. And you can see here that a lot of these pullbacks here from a rejection point down to the low, about 8.3%, from a rejection point to this low is 7. So yeah, we're very close, right in this area. Would be a fairly solid, moderate pullback range, 6.5. This is a fairly deeper pullback. This was last year's pullback on the Qs. And here we had one that was 6.5. And here we have one right now that is exactly 6.5. So, you've got this opportunity right in this area for some support in the QQQs and maybe on the SPY again, coming back over here to take a look. You've got some opportunity there in that middle channel right in here, 540 to 543 roughly, and we'll see how the markets do tomorrow. Huge move today, very unusual move. I mean, you do not see the SPY move 2.5 to 3% on any given day. It just does not happen. So understand that this is a massive day in terms of size and scope, just absolutely massive on a downside. Fairly strong volume. And again, I'm attributing it to a Kamala shakeout. I think this is a real uncertainty of the Kamala Harris nomination. And I think we're going to have to just be patient and see how it plays out. Okay, guys, that's it for now. We'll do a video tomorrow morning. Remember, my cycle pattern suggests we're going to move back into bullish trending over the next, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, maybe longer. So it sure would be interesting to see if we got any kind of recovery back into the mean and then tried to pull out of this. Boy, wouldn't that be amazing? But given the Kamala shakeout, right now, that's probably 50-50 at best. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Bye.